A lot of things is going on the Pi network, and there are major updates right now, ranging from ecosystem expansion. We have the Pi domain and Pi coming into Web3, and all of these newly launched updates is coming in, despite the fact that we are seeing the Pi token price coming all the way to the downside. And I believe this is just a temporary stuff, okay? And let's discuss all of this in this very video. The first thing here is, if you come to the X page, we have the Pi Network 6 anniversary that happened yesterday. That was on the 14th of March 2025. And if you read this, Happy Pi Day 2025, Pi Network 6th official anniversary with open network now launch, celebration and expansion of the Pi network ecosystem on all levels, and real world functionalities, multiple release today, including a new Pi domain auction that facilitates an important, and then if you read it a little bit, important ecosystem infrastructure layer while creating it platform. So this is a very important update, guys. And the reason why this is very important, despite the fact that we are seeing the price of Pi token coming all the way to the downside, is that with the creation of this very Pi domain, which is very unique to only the Pi network, which is very important, this is going to attract more user base. And one important thing about cryptocurrency is, the more you keep on getting new people into buying the idea about that very particular coin or about the blockchain, the more they will interact with the ecosystem or interact with the blockchain. Therefore, they are also going to buy the token as well. And this is going to make the token to continue increasing on the long term. And this is very important. Now, this very domain can be buy by any person, and you can actually set up your own particular domain. Let's say, for example, if I want to buy a domain right now, and let's say I want to create a domain called Paradise. Okay, so paradise.pi, that is very important, and I can bid for this very domain, and if nobody outbids it in the next 24 hours, then that domain will become mine, and I can actually sell it in the later date or in the near future. And you can bid for any domain that is already in the network. Let's say, for example, if you find a domain that is very interesting, let's say binance.pi. Okay, let's say binance.pi is on the network, and you want to bid for it, and you outbid every other bidders on the network, and it stays for 24 hours, it automatically becomes your own. What this means is, this is very critical, because people can create store with this very domain on the Pi network, and this is very innovative because it's going to help the network develop very fast. So this idea of domain creation that the Pi network and the Pi team just bring out is very important. And for the fact that they are now going straight into Web3 is a game changer, and they are bringing out all that innovating stuff. And one thing that is also very important here is this Pi ecosystem expansion. That means they are bringing on board a lot of developers that have the expertise to give what they really want for this very ecosystem. That means expansion of development, expansion into other critical areas in the crypto space, and that is very important. That means they'll be creating real-time utility. So despite the fact that the Pi token, if you look at it, trading on the major exchanges right now, it is discovered that the price is coming all the way to the downside. But that does not mean that this very coin is going to crash all the way down. And like I told you earlier, Pi coin is one of those coins that is already on an exchange, and the mining process is still ongoing. And what that means is that as they begin to develop and expand into other critical areas in the crypto industry by bringing out real utility, the price can go down in the meantime. But I believe the Pi coin is going to have one of the most stable price among other cryptocurrencies as well. And we've seen that in recent time, and right now market is coming back down, which is not a big deal. If you watch my immediate last video on Pi, where I talk about this very area to be very critical on the Pi token price right now, and that I don't think the price is going to, from this very point, move upward, because that is what a lot of persons were expecting. I was actually expecting for the price to come back down, and there is a very important level right here, which is a fair value gap that market need to come into this very area right here, and that is exact same point the market come back down to. Okay, because a lot of people were expecting the price to, from here, when this very candle were forming, to move all the way to the upside, okay, for the next bullish move. But I was looking at market dropping a little bit to the downside. Exact same thing we're seeing right now. So what next for the Pi token right now? What next? Is price going to, from here, move upward? Yes, the possibility is there. But if you look at what price is doing right now, one thing you must have to identify to know if a coin is going to move upward from a certain level of support is you have to check for volume. And if you look at the volume of Pi right here, there is no volume, there is no buy pressure, which means the market can stay here for some time, or we can see the market come back down a little bit, or we can have a situation where the market move upward, come back down before the final move to the upside. But let me tell you the exact same thing I am looking for right now. Now, for the market moving upward, the market have a possibility, let's say 50%, of moving from here all the way to the upside, and also have another possibility of coming back down a little bit. That is, it will move upward, and then this is going to act as a resistance and come back down a little bit before the final move to the upside. That means we should pay attention to this very level on the price action. This very area is very, very important. This is the area or the price level, this very price level of 1.39 and this very price level of 1.32. Within this very zone is where I am expecting the price to finally move up from. That is, we can have a scenario where the market from here drop all the way to the downside and begin to move all the way upward. And that is what I am looking at. And if I see good volume in the market and market begin to move from here with significant buy pressure from here upward, I will also consider the market moving upward by taking a buy position. This is what you need to pay attention to right now on the Pi price chart. And if you come to Bitcoin right here, I told you guys that the market have possibility of staying within this very area. And the reason is because we have a very important level of support right here, which is a fair value gap that you need to pay attention to. And that is exact same thing the market is doing right now. This very point is very, very important to the market. And we have another one at this very point, which the market is not coming to very, very soon. And if the market is now reacting to this very one, then we should see the market move upward from this very area to the upside. But that is not what we should expect almost immediately. And the reason is because next week, Wednesday, is the FOMC meeting. And the FOMC meeting is going to tell the direction of the price of Bitcoin in the next coming days and weeks. And why that is very important is because the FOMC meeting, which is the federal fund rate, is going to determine the interest rate that the Federal Reserve is going to be charging on borrowings. And that is very important. So if there is a rate cut, then the market is going to move all the way to the upside. And if Fed also keep rates unchanged, the market is going to move upward, but not as aggressive as it's going to be if they cut rate. So if they keep rate unchanged, or if they cut interest rate, market is going to move upward. But the one that is not on the table for me is that Fed is going to hike interest rate. I don't see Fed hiking interest rate at all. That is off the table for me. And the reason is because there is a drop in inflation data. The one that came out this very week, that was on Tuesday, if not Wednesday, if my memory serves me right, is 0.2% month on month. and 2.8% year-on-year inflation data from the United States. And that is very important. And the reason is because that is one of the key things that the Fed use in interest rate decision. So if they cut interest rates, expect the market to move aggressively. If they keep interest rates unchanged, which is what the market is expecting, market is still going to move upward, but not as aggressive as if they cut interest rate. So what you need to pay attention to right now is market hovering around this very area, or we see a possible draw below this very price level downward before that very interest rate decision. This is very important because market have a high capacity of coming back from here, coming downward into this very area before the next move to the upside. That is what I am now paying attention to, for the fact that we are seeing a very dull bullish momentum right here mean a lot to us as traders. So this is what I am not paying attention to on the Bitcoin price action. The most important thing is that the Pi blockchain are coming up with a lot of things, expanding their ecosystem and the network with the Pi domain. This is very important, guys. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you have not, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for other crypto content. Join our Telegram channel, the link in the description of this very video, and also in the pinned comment for more crypto updates, news, day trading and investing strategies, and also technical analysis. Thanks for your support.